2 Megapops, an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6, where you need to place a single tower down, and that tower gets 2 million or more pops in a single run. So in this case, we're going to be exploring the mighty Captain Churchill, who is probably one of the harder heroes in order to pull this off. Well, I've done this with Gwen, so surely it's possible with the wonderful Churchill himself. So let us start this with a twin guns, and also I'm doing this quietly because my household is asleep right now. Also need twin guns over barb darts because it will help us out with submersion support for the early game. If the balloons escape the third circle, then our submarine's going to be in for a bad time. I'm hoping we will not need to get anything else, but unfortunately we're going to have to restart the round and think about our choices here. Let's just see if longer range will do the trick here. Being able to preemptively fire sooner. Hopefully that'll help out, or be able to change the targeting priority to strong, and they're still escaping, which is a little bit of a worry here. This is going to be an expensive investment, but I feel this is going to be necessary for our survival. A singular spike factory, unupgraded, just to clear out the remnants of any rounds in which we are unsuccessful in popping balloons with. Now this is very expensive, but it's going to be there, and the longer the round takes, the more spikes that there'll be at the end of the track to utilize. Now we have the money for Captain Churchill, so where are we going to place this dude? I'm thinking here will be very good. Ye old Captain Churchill. Also, we don't have to worry about the first camo that will appear on this round because neither of these two towers will be able to deal with it. But our spike factory will, because that pops camos by default, which is lovely. So what's next on our agenda? Well, we don't have to worry about leads because of Captain Churchill's cannon, but that still needs to worry about black and zebra balloons because of a lack of machine gun on it at this given point in time. I think we should keep the submarine up for this point in time, just so we'll be able to deal with these black and zebra balloons a bit more efficiently, which is good. We're gonna need all of the help that we can get. Help is just as better as sheer raw firepower. Here we go, let's. So submarines will deal with the blacks and the zebras, while Captain Churchill will deal with everything else. Next on our agenda is going to be an alchemist. Hopefully get it to a 400 at the start, and then if we think that the stronger stimulants are not being applied fast enough in relation towards the usage in which Captain Churchill is using both the acidic mixture dip and the stronger stimulant, then we go to faster throwing. Yeah, we'll get submersion support actually, we're going to need it right about now. We can't solely rely on the spike factory to clear up camos and any straggling balloons after all. This is there just for an absolute last line of defense. Yes, we spent 1080 on 76 pops, but for goodness sakes, we would not be here if it wasn't for those 76 pops. Stronger stimulant is up, which means from time to time, Captain Churchill's firepower will be increased well, not tenfold, but twofold, probably. Also, he now has innate camo detection, which is brilliant. And also a trusted machine gun from level 5 to be able to deal with those pesky black and zebra balloons. So what's next on our agenda? I'm thinking of a jungle drums, followed up by an MIB in order for the machine guns to be able to pop leads and for the cannon to pop zebras and blacks, because I feel like in some cases that's going to be better off than trying to use a different means to pop them. Use the armor piercing shells in order to increase our damage. Was it? Hold on. Let me just read the description of armor-piercing shells. Shots can pop black balloons and do extra damage to ceramics. Okay, so it's only the ceramics in which the armor-piercing shells is better. Also, the duration of the ability increases as Churchill level, so the higher the level, the longer the ability lasts for. Also, why 4 circles? Well, I feel like these straight lines, are going to be very beneficial for both the machine gun and the cannon, because they've both got relatively high pierce, but it's making use of that pierce can also mean making use of the damage. So we are near the MIB territory. Then after that, we're going to be getting ourselves a Relentless Glue while it's still OP in 38.1, and then from there an Overclock, and then from there a Permabrew. That's according to plan anyways. According to the plan that I have made up in my head. MIB is purchased. Next up will be our beloved Overclock, and believe me, the additional fire rate is going to be very important for our wonderful captain in the tank. Also, armor piercing's got a relatively short recharge time, so you don't have to worry too much about not having it active when you really need it, since it lasts for a little bit of time and the cooldown is relatively short as well. I want to say it's the shortest ability. I'm looking at you, Super Maelstrom, crossed with the bottom path. We are at Overclock territory, which means once it's applied, our fire rate will be dramatically increased. With on a tower like Captain Churchill, it's going to really need all of the fire rate in which it can get, because despite being quite fast firing, it can feel like it barely fires whatsoever. I know that's a strange feeling, but sometimes it feels like balloons are not even being popped despite with it being within the fire range of a tank, a military vehicle. Now that we have an Overclock, what's going to be our next venture? I'm thinking a Relentless Glue with Glue Splatter, and that is honestly going to provide all of the sponge that we need. I feel like this is only going to be possible while the bug for the Relentless Glue is still in place. And what bug am I talking about? Well, as per the patch updates for 38.0, the intentions of the Relentless Glue is to be able to stun smaller size Moab class balloons such as the blue ones and the DETs. Well, I think Ninja Kiwi made the Relentless Glue a bit too powerful because it can also stun BFBs and ZOMGs. Our timing with armor piercing shells is going to be really important in all this, because I don't think we're going to get it for the second lot of ceramics, but we'll get it back for the third lot of ceramics. So let's see how this is doing. Yeah, this is doing very well actually. Very well. The combination of everything so far is enabling us to get through this round, which is brilliant. Doing very well here, and any stragglers that are stuck enables our abilities to recharge more quickly. Well, in a way it feels like it recharges more quickly, but it just enables the balloons to be slower, and then enables our cooldown to be more there, so to say. It enables our abilities to charge up better when there's not a lot of chaos going on. I hope that all makes sense. I know it's silly, but it is the end of the day for me. But I wanted to try this out. I want to try and see if Captain Churchill is possible for 2 Megapops. And I feel like it is. I feel like it's definitely more worthwhile for 2 Megapops than Gwendolyn is able to, because I barely scraped a 2 Megapops Gwendolyn. I was really happy of as well, but at the end of the day, that took me so long to get Gwen. But I feel like Captain Churchill is even more powerful, but the thing that lets him down is his abysmal level up rates. You really need other things like money and the Energizer in order to be able to benefit the leveling up rate. So there's the artillery barrages, which will be very useful later on when we are facing said balloons such as DDTs and definitely the bad. We're going to need all the firepower we can get for the bad, honestly. Round 73 is nearly done. It's just these left. And done and over with. Done and dusted. Lots of BFBs around 75, so the artillery barrage ability is going to be very handy for this scenario, and it was. Overclock in round 76 is going to be the round that's going to test us in regards towards our ceramic popping, which is why we're using the armor piercing shells for this round. But ooh, hold on, this is going to be very annoying. Yeah, we're going to need faster throwing, I think. We're going to really need that stronger stimulant to be up at, well, more times than it currently is, because at the moment it's not doing it for me. And there we go. Yep, you see the difference there? That is why I prefer the faster throwing than the perishing potions, because it doesn't provide too many more pops for the alchemist, and it does not enable it to defortify ceramics. Round 78. Let's use it on now. And it deals with that very nicely. Yep, made it to the third circle, but that's about it. So this is the first, second, third, fourth. And then the first one is also the fifth circle that it enters, technically. I wonder if we should have pulled back on that, really. But nonetheless. Actually, we don't really need it for a while until the fortified BFBs on the next round. Oh, yeah. Armor piercing shells coming in clutch over the ceramics. So we've done round 78, which was good. Round 79. So let's try and deal with some of these earlier BFBs. But then we're going to have to really concentrate on these regrow rainbows. Let's see. That's the third one. Okay, so here comes the fortified ones, and we'll use the ability when the second one is on the field. There we go. Now, all of them have received the might of the artillery. Okay, going down right about soon. Right about now. There we go. So we're 20k away from Permabrew.
ZOMG inbound.
It is definitely inbound, so use that, use that. Excellent. That pulls that down to BFBs. And then BFBs to Moabs, Moabs to ceramics and all that lot. And we are good here. Lovely. Round 81 is here. Here we go. There they all go down. Yeah, that dealt with a majority of the BFBs, but not all of them. It does have a maximum as to how many class balloons it can target with its artillery. Ooh, this is very interesting. Can we deal with all this? Relentless glues coming in clutch there. Ooh, the armor piercing shells. You're gonna have to do a bit of work here. Ooh. Okay, the spike factory did come in clutch there with a few pops there. So another reason to have it there, really. Round 83 will be a bunch of ceramics and with a few fortified ceramics as well. So yeah, we're a bit of a struggle here at the moment. So shells get additional increased damage and it can explode 6 times. So once it hits and explodes 6 times, possibly. Yeah, you have a limit towards how many you can target, because I thought it was like 10 different class balloons it can target with that ability, but I only targeted like about 5 at the very most there. Okay, our next objective is to survive at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, it's taking a bit to tear down these fortified super ceramics. Do that. Yeah, BFBs are definitely inbound. Can we afford it this round, actually? Can we get Permabrew this round? And I think the answer is going to be a resounding... I'll be able to get the round first. Okay, yes, we've got the Permabrew installed now. Hey there. Okay, with Permabrew, our firepower has dramatically increased. So, what's our next objective? I'm thinking of a call to arms. because we're going to need all of the arms that we need in order to do this with. So we dealt with the first ZOMG and now the second one. It's best sometimes to eradicate them one at a time, then all of them together because of the sheer PS count that you need in order to deal with everything. And sometimes that PS count this PS count cannot be met. Apologies if I just sweared there. Round 86 is going very well. With Permabrew, we have permanent means of doing increased damage to ceramics and Moab class balloons. Round 87 is here. We're going to have ourselves a bunch of ZMGs, which we're going to say artillery, overclock, armor piercing shells for those ceramics, and we are done. Yeah, we're done. We're good. Round 88 is here. Another overclock. Yeah, we use that on the ZMGs. That'll do a bit of damage and then it'll help us out tear these down. Lovely. Otherwise, I'll just make it much later on throughout the map, which we do not want. Let's see, that's that there. 89. A little bit of a dilemma we've got going on here. Yeah, we use that. We're going to wind those down. We'll have enough strength to deal with the DETs on this round. But I feel like we definitely need quarter arms on round 95. Let's see, dealt with that.
What next?
What next will be DETs. That's what will be next. Okay, so yeah, a little bit of a struggle actually, not gonna lie. Even with the MIB ensuring that every projectile from our beloved Churchill. Oh, I didn't mean to use it actually, but that was actually good timing to use it. So even with MIB, so that machine guns and cannons can target and pop DETs, it's still a bit of a struggle. I swear they take less damage like boss balloons do and bads do. Quarter arms is here, which I thought was going to be mandatory for the next round. Let's see, artillery barrage is ready, armor piercing shells is ready, overclock is also activated. Let's see, now we've got that, those few things in place, which is good. What's our next objective? We're going to hold on and see what we can do with the rest of our money. We don't have enough money to get homeland defense, that is certain. But with the rest of this, possibly another relentless glue, possibly a ninja sabo, a snowstorm could be viable. We've got a lot of options here. Or perhaps level up, I was supposed to call him Geraldo, but Captain Churchill, so he's a bit more powerful. We'll see how time goes on. We'll see what happens. I'm leaving this unupgraded. I don't want the spike storm anyway, given way, shape or form. Although, if we get to around 100 and I feel like we need that additional Moab class poppage, then we'll definitely do that. But as a last resort, nothing else, because this has got 12k. That's got that. Okay. Need those few things. Armor piercing. We're going to use it. Yeah, we're going to use it now. Target those DDTs, honestly. Ooh, can we do this? This is getting a bit clumped up for my liking, but the relentless glue is coming in clutch, although this is working as intended when it comes to the relentless glue. It's the BFBs and the ZMGs, which is where it's bugged right now. But I'm not complaining, it's just an observation. An observation that I like to see. So that does that. Armor piercing and quarter arms. Round 96 is here. That's doing all that. Let's see. Yeah, we use it here. We're gonna need it. Yeah, let's tore those ZMGs down, sorry. Armor piercing. Round 97. What can we do here? Let's see, let's do that. then that, and call to arms. We're going to need all the firepower that we need in order to get through this round, because these are two tough old birds. Tough old airships. I don't know where my head is at the moment. Let's see. Done that. Round 97 is nearly done and over with. And then there'll be no more requests for 2 Megapops with Captain Churchill. I've tried special operations, and honestly, I'm having no success with it. I've tried multiple times for about 2 hours, and I've gotten nowhere, regardless of what kind of support you put down. The regrows are too much, and if you try and remove the means of regrows, then all you are doing essentially is damaging your chances of not getting 42k with other towers. There we go, lovely. Dealt with the ZOMGs, but now our issue is BFBs and also all of these ceramics, which is going to be an issue. Oh, we do increased damage to fortified balloons, which is a blessing, but it's what we can do with the rest of this that's going to be a main issue here. We'll use call to arms for round 99. I feel like that's going to be an absolute necessity. Yeah, let's save both. I feel like we can deal with the rest of this on our own. We don't need anything else besides overclock. Let's see. Actually, we're going to turn auto start off. Yep, DDTs are inbound. Actually, let's lay off the artillery. Yeah, that's dealt with that very well. So, what can we do here? Increased attack speed is going to be very helpful. Let's put a snowstorm at the end of the map. And also let's put down a balloon sabo here. So what can we do with the rest of our 4,000? What can we do to help us? I'm not really thinking a lot of what we could do with 4k here, really. I'm thinking of just spike balls, really. Just put a little means of defense back here, that's all. Let's do that. We're going to need everything in our arsenal to succeed. I love your impression, Churchill. Yeah, what in blazes is that? That thing. Can't use the snowstorm or the balloon sabo. It is completely useless against the bad. Although snowstorm does provide damage, but 1 damage, is that really what you're going to strive for in an ability? Just to cast 1 damage? Things aren't looking too good so far. Perhaps we shouldn't have used call to arms around 99. But we are still succeeding, just slower than what we could do. Okay, so the tail is there, which is nice. I mean, the bandage on the tail. Overclock is there. Let's leave it on slow motion for the time being. We're definitely going to do this, but it's just a matter of when. Let us do it. There we go. Ninja Sabo in place. Oh, actually, call to arms is here. Fantastic. Lovely. Hope we can do this. We've got the mines at the end, which is nice. Yeah, we've got this. And a 002 Insta-Monkey, which is probably hinting me towards another idea that a Biden commenter has put down about a 302 Insta-Monkey. Sorry, a 302 Ace 2 Megapops. Probably is a subtle hint, but nonetheless, we have got 2,024,000 pops, which is sublime. Honestly sublime here. So, I mismatched my hotkeys and tried to activate the snowstorm when I kept pressing the overclock key, which is not good, but we still managed it in the end. So those 175 were the make in this run. Without it, it would have been a break. Call to arms was really important. Permabrew was really important. Yes, Captain Churchill was also really important here. I'm just going to save that for my own records. There's been Permabrood. What would it actually provide? Like additional attack speed? Doesn't necessarily provide more blobbage, if you get my drift. But nonetheless, we have been going... Actually, that's an incorrect timer here, I think. Where is it, actually? I think that is correct. We've been here for about 33 minutes. Nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. That has been Captain Churchill's 2 Megapops on 4 circles. Let me know what other heroes you would probably think are 2 Megapopable. I know that Patfoxy has the same sort of range as Sorda does, but Sorda on her own is incredibly independent and can actually deal damage to literally everything in her radius, whereas Patfoxy lacks the attack speed. Obin, I don't trust. Striker Jones, I don't trust. Possibly Quincy, actually. Admiral Brickle, a little bit too unreliable. You have to really rely on her mines. Azili, I'm just going to take her out of the equation. Etienne, kind of like Sai, he is incredibly powerful later on in the game, but early on in the game he's just too weak. Obviously Sai I've wanted to do for a long time when it comes to 2 tower chimps, but she just lacked the means of early game potential alongside her incredibly slow level up rate. And she's saying that she is, well, they are still faster than Captain Churchill and Adora. Like, these 2 are the slowest heroes, but the thing that Adora has her main advantage is her level 7 sacrifice ability, which enables automatic XP grantage towards Adora, enabling her to level up. So that's the thing. Also, apologies in my Sai video talking about 2 tower chimps and 2 Megapops. Keep referring to Sai as her rather than they or them, as Sai is considered non-binary. So apologies for that manner. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everyone.